There's a saying that goes something like, you can't always control what happens, but you can control how you react to it. And boy, did I have to learn how to properly react. So, maybe you know my face, maybe not. And if you don't, I'm Kenzie B, and I've decided to give up on my dreams. As melodramatic and clickbaity as it sounds, it's true. Well, mostly true. It's partially for clickbait. Ever since I left Japan in August of 2019, I regretted it, and I've been looking for a way back since. And wouldn't you know it, despite pandemics, divorces, family, friends, dating, career changes, and more, I did eventually make it back. From April of this year, 2022, through August, I lived in Japan again. And even though I said I just regretted it, I did come back to America because I had the most intense ego death and growth. And if I'm being honest, that's been the last 3 years of my life, but especially this summer. And I guess this video was kind of a here's what I learned from it. I have had very, very, very little control over my life for the past 3 years. And obviously I'm an adult, I make my own choices, but a lot of the universe has just been against me. I didn't even realize it until I was back in Japan this summer. And unfortunately, choosing to leave Japan was one of the few choices I had the ability to make in a while. Japan did not love me this time around. It was like a weird relationship where we weren't vibing, and for someone who really likes to have control over whatever I can, this was hard to deal with. Cue the fact that I'm a Taurus sun. Now, I'm not saying anyone's forced me to move to Japan, and no one forced me to leave. Obviously, I'm extremely blessed and so grateful that I've had that opportunity not once, but twice, and hopefully a third time in the future. But when I got there in April, it was disaster after disaster. Aside from it taking 2 years just to get back into the country, my apartment when I moved in was kind of gross and hadn't been cleaned. There was even mold in some areas. My company that I used to work for years ago got really shady and were taking a lot of my paycheck, even when the yen was at an all-time low. I was being overworked and had to deal with a lot of really intense emotions while my partner was thousands of miles away, and I was finishing a UX design boot camp on top of it all. My partner has so many pictures of me falling asleep on video calls after crying or having a panic attack, which low-key rude, but great content. Obviously, everything I just described is not the end of the world, but it was hard. But it wasn't all bad. I reconnected with old friends, and those relationships got so much stronger. I made new friends who reminded me of why I like to be on social media in the first place. I had a really cool bike. And when I tell you guys I loved this bike, and I'm so sad I couldn't bring it back with me, but I got to spend so much time outdoors and in nature. And even though it wasn't as much as the first time around when I was in Japan, I'm so grateful that I got to be outside as much as I did and bike through little neighborhoods. I also spent a lot of time alone with my thoughts, which sometimes can be one of the scariest things. I've always tried to see the brighter side of things and remind myself that bad times are just times that are bad. But when it feels like the world is against you and you have no idea why, those bad times feel heartbreaking, world-shattering, whatever other synonym I can think of for bad. So, I gave up. I gave up on a dream that I've been telling people for the past 3 years, that I'm going to move back to Japan and I'm going to thrive. That's not to say that I give up completely, because I still want to go back. Japan is like home to me at this point, and I don't think it'll ever not be. But I made that decision at the beginning of August, and if you've been following me for a while on Instagram, then, you know, you would have seen all the journeys this summer. But right before the summer break at my company, I quit. And I would have been leaving at the end of August. And that's exactly what I did. I spent most of this year depressed. I sort of just buried myself in the earth and took a big, sad nap. And sometimes we need that. And I think that's the whole reason I wanted to make this video, is to remind myself and others that sometimes we just need a big old dirt nap. I felt like it's time to start waking up from that dirt nap and start sprouting a couple of little buds. So what now? I am an unemployed / freelance UX designer who is trying to make this social media thing work again. I guess I should have started the video with that, but I still want to move back to Japan at some point. I just want to do it with a better mindset and not with a teaching job, because that life is not for me anymore. But for now, welcome back to my channel. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe and follow whatever the hell this journey is about to be. I love you, drink water, and we're gonna be okay. Bye. And let me also say, that was so hard to make. I did it! Look at my setup, isn't it nice? Is it better if I talk over here? Oh wait, that's not recording. This is the kind of energy that you can expect. No more of that seriousness. Maybe a little more seriousness, but this is me.